What did I accomplish in 2024? Let's get into my top 10 big deal things that I did in the last year. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome for the first time. My name is Megan. I am a 41-year-old mom, wife, entrepreneur, and YouTuber. And in this last year, I have really dedicated myself to accomplishing some goals, some very specific goals. And I am actually really proud of everything that I've done this year. Historically, I have kind of wandered around, blown around with the wind, just done whatever job I've been in, and if I succeeded at something, great. If I didn't, whatever. I've just been used to kind of bumbling along with my life. But this past year, I really set out with some strong, specific goals. And let me just tell you the difference that has made in my quality of life and just in how I'm feeling about myself after the last almost 365 days. So the first thing on my list, number one, is that I lost about 20 pounds. Now, weight loss is not something that you can just sort of like accidentally do. I mean, unless you're sick or there's something wrong. It's something that takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of intention. So this year, around the midway mark, around June, I realized that I was not happy with how I was feeling. I was not happy with how I looked. I was not happy with my stamina. I just wasn't happy with my body. And so I decided to do something about it. And I did. I lost about 9 pounds in the month of July. Then I took a little bit of a break. And then I lost another 10 pounds or so, 11 pounds in the months of September, October, and November. So I mean, all together, not each month. I wish. But so I was dedicated. I did it slow and steady, and I feel like I won the race there. So I'm really proud of how much I accomplished in the weight loss arena. The next thing that I accomplished that I had intentionally set out to accomplish from the jump start of 2024 back in January was I got monetized on YouTube. This time last year, I started thinking, my wheels were turning, and I thought, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I love YouTube so much. I enjoy learning things on YouTube. I enjoy following other people's lives and experiences. So why not start my own channel? And I did. I started my very own channel, and I had the goal of getting monetized. And the rules for getting monetized on YouTube are 2 things. Number one, you have to get 1,000 subscribers, which I hit that mark in September of this past year. The second thing that you have to accomplish is get 4,000 watch hours. That means people have to listen to you and look at your face for 4,000 hours. I hit that mark probably in like July or June. So that was accomplished by September. And fun fact, only about 10% of YouTube channels that exist, like that have ever existed, ever get monetized. So I am a top 10% YouTuber, which is unbelievable. So that is my second major accomplishment. My third accomplishment is that I started a brand new counseling business from scratch. That wasn't on my radar at the beginning of the year when January hit, but it was something that sort of became necessary for financial reasons and also for flexibility reasons. I decided, along with a couple of friends, to start a counseling business. And we did. You guys, we did. It was nothing. It was not even a twinkle in my eye in January of this year. And now we have a full-fledged business. We accept insurance. I am able to bill Medicare and Medicaid and Blue Cross and United Healthcare and all the major insurances. And then they send me money when I bill them, which is incredible. I have over 10 clients on my personal caseload, and my other business partners have their own caseloads of clients as well. We have an office, we have a website, we have business cards. We're a real business. We're a real actual business. So that is incredible. I can't take credit for the whole thing because like I said, I do have 2 business partners, but that is something that even though I'm not making the amount of money that I would love to make, I am much closer than I was a few months ago. So I am really hopeful in 2025 that that continues to bloom and blossom. But for right now, I'm just really proud of myself for how hard I have worked this year. Number 4. So I feel like I should just say, I think I started the list with my top 3 really big ones, but the rest of them are also very exciting. So stay tuned. If you are a parent, you will understand this. Number 4 is I got my daughter, who was not even 2 years old yet, I got her comfortable with going to daycare. She had been home with me her whole life. She's very attached to me. She's still very attached to me. But I just thought it was going to be the end of the world, that she was not going to accept going to daycare, that it was going to be a disaster forever. And in fact, for the first 3 weeks, it was very difficult. It was so painful. And I just was so discouraged, and I thought it would never work out, and that I wasn't going to be able to start my business, that it wasn't going to happen, and then I would just have to stay home forever. But we worked through it, we pushed through it, and now Amelia is happy and she's thriving at daycare a few days a week. And I am also able to thrive because I have that support. Number 5, I became the room mom to my son's middle school class, and I also became the chair of the school's Kinder Market committee. This was all sort of like unintentional. This wasn't really a goal that I had set out for myself, but it does still feel like a big accomplishment. I was asked over the summer to be the room parent for my son's class, and I said yes. And then there was a situation with the Christmas market at my children's school where the person who had been running it before got burnt out, said she didn't want to do it anymore, and there wasn't going to be a Christmas market. And so I stepped up and said that I would be the leader and run the meetings every week and be the head of the planning for it. And so I did, and it was beautiful. And I'm really proud of my leadership and how everyone came together to make a wonderful Christmas market happen. Number 6. This one might make me cry. I did cry when I typed it out on my list, so maybe I'm over it, but we'll see. I gained a best friend. I gained a best friend that I talk to every single day and that I text with every single day, or text or talk to every day. And it's something, this sounds really weird, but it's something that I never really envisioned for myself. I thought that other people were the kind of people who had best friends or who had somebody that they chatted with every day and kept in touch with and kept up with. And I just didn't really ever see myself as that kind of a person. I saw myself as more of a loner, somebody who wasn't good at having friends. So having a good friend that I chat with all the time is a huge, huge win for me. Thing I'm proud of, number 7, I have gone to therapy every week. Every week for myself, to work on myself. In fact, I've gone to therapy almost every week for the last 8 years. If we're going to be technical about it, but I'm still putting it on my list for an accomplishment for 2024 because it's something that, I don't know, it's something that I don't think a lot of people do. I don't think a lot of people actually prioritize their mental health and working on themselves and working on their life goals every single week. And I do. And even when I have had really rough spots in my life, even when I haven't had time to work out or I haven't had time to, take care of myself in other ways or go to the movies or go take a night out with some girls or whatever, I have always maintained my weekly commitment to going to therapy. I'm winding down. I'm almost ready to graduate in the spring of next year, but I just wanted to honor that for myself, that I have kept that commitment, and I am really proud of myself for that. Okay, accomplishment number 8. I completed a 10-week weight loss program. It was intense. If you've seen some of my previous videos about body slims, that is what I'm talking about. I took it on in September, and I did it from September all the way through the first week of December. And I really am proud of myself for sticking with it. There were weeks at the beginning that felt really great and I was inspired and motivated. And then there were weeks in the middle and towards the end where I was really discouraged, or I felt like it just wasn't working, or maybe the seminars that I was listening to weren't the greatest. But I stuck with it. I chose to stick with it. I completed it. It was 70 days and I did it. So good job to me. Number 9, we're almost done. Number 9 thing that I am proud I accomplished this year is I made progress on decluttering my house. When I say to you that this is something I did not do before this year, this is something I did not do before this year at all. My entire life, I have lived in chaos and clutter. My whole life. I was allowed as an adolescent to keep my room messy. I think as a younger child, it wasn't like that, but I do remember as I became an adolescent, my room was always a mess. Then when I moved out on my own in college, I think I kept things kind of tidy because I lived with a roommate. But the moment that I started living by myself, it all went to hell in a handcart. I was a chaotic, messy person. I wouldn't do my dishes regularly. I just wasn't home a lot. And when I was home, I just kind of checked out. So that's how I lived when I was single. When I moved in with my husband, I tried to do some things. I tried to be more aware of certain things. I had no system. I had no concept of minimalism or decluttering or anything like that. And everything was pretty much chaos. So when I started my YouTube channel in January, one of the things that I decided I was going to do was declutter my life. So it wasn't just about decluttering my house, but that ended up becoming the main focus, was decluttering my house. Would I say that I have done a perfect job of decluttering my house so far in the last year? No, of course not. I still struggle. I still do a lot of clutter shifting where I will take things like yesterday, I just put out a video of, decluttering, quote unquote, my daughter's books in her room. I didn't get rid of the books. I just put them in a different location in the basement so that her shelf in her room wasn't cluttered with the books, but I didn't actually get rid of the books. So in that sense, I definitely still have a ways to go, but I will say I have gotten rid of so much stuff, especially in the kitchen. I have tried to be much more mindful of food waste, of only buying things that I know we're going to use in a timely manner. And again, still have a long way to go, but I just want to honor myself and the progress that I've made in the last year since I've become more aware of my clutter issues. And I really appreciate all of you who have watched over this last year as I have tried and grown. So thank you. All right, and then number 10, the last thing that I'm so proud of myself for in terms of what I have accomplished in 2024 is I went from somebody who is completely sedentary to somebody who walks over 10,000 steps a day. When I started this year, I was averaging about 4,000 steps a day, which is considered sedentary. I was basically just walking the bare minimum around my house, doing the basics, and not really living in a state of health or mobility. Now I walk every single day. And if I don't get a walk, I try to do some kind of movement, like put on a workout video or something in the house so that I'm getting some movement. And at 41 years old, I would say I feel better now than I did at 39 or 40. I feel more mobile. I feel more fit. I have better cardiovascular health. I have better speed when I walk, and I have less aches and pains. When I started working out in June, my shoulder was completely frozen and hurt all the time. My lower back was to the point where I was having to take Advil every day just to kind of get through the day. And now I don't take Advil ever, ever, ever. I feel pretty good. So I'm so proud of myself. Those are my 10 accomplishments for 2024. And I'm not going to get into like what I'm doing next year or blah, blah, blah in this video, because I just want to sit and be proud of myself for what I did this year. It wasn't perfect, but it was great. It was beyond what I could have imagined at this time a year ago. And I'm really proud. I'm really happy with everything that I've done. And I am so excited for the life that I am currently working on building and just where I'm at now. It's not perfect, but it's really good compared to where I was. So thank you so much for watching. If you are curious about what I'm intending to work on next year in 2025, I will put that video out later this week. So thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you in the next video.